How did you feel? I mean, about Ben?
I loved him. Oh, today we don't talk.
The 12th season of The Bachelorette is already down to the final 4, and JoJo Fletcher is spilling all the deets with Jimmy Fallon on everything from her lucky suitors to what really goes down in those fantasy suites. Okay, so it wasn't really JoJo, but it was Kristen Wiig in the form of JoJo, which made things that much more interesting. Kristen Wiig's newest form of dress-up on Jimmy Fallon last night came in the form of a stunning ball gown, accessorized with a rose and a side of major cleavage. Kristen, who is no stranger to dressing up on Fallon as past characters like Game of Thrones Khaleesi, Styles and Peyton Manning, definitely was a stranger to the entire Bachelorette series, where she was forced to improvise a few of Jimmy's questions, starting with her name.
Is JoJo, is that your real name or is that a nickname?
It's short.
It's short?
Yes.
Yeah.
For Jojosephina.
But the comedy didn't stop there. Jimmy then asked Jojosephina what really goes down in the fantasy suites, and it's pretty much everything you ever imagined it to be.
That's where I go on dates.
Yeah, that's right.
And we close the door.
Absolutely.
Sometimes we, we kiss a little, or like sometimes we like rub each other.
Apparently, not everything that happens in the fantasy suite stays in the fantasy suite, as JoJo went on to say, quote, "But sometimes it's a show, so we have to pretend. But sometimes we go all the way." Jimmy also opens quite the healing wound as he brings up the man who broke JoJo's heart last season, asking JoJo what she would say to him if she could, and she decided to take the high road and tell him, "Ben, you know we went through a lot, and you promised me things. I just feel hurt. And look at me now." But then came the grilling of JoJo's final 4 suitors when Jimmy first pulled out a picture of Luke, to which she named him Scotchy, for the sole reason of his love for scotch and butterscotch. Next came what some may call the show's frontrunner, Jordan Rogers, aka Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill?
That's a person.
That's a weird
person
nickname
already.
that you call him.
No, that's his name.
Oh, you call
That's
really?
his nickname. I'm kidding. I call him Mark Hamill because he reminds me of
Mark Hamill.
from Star Wars.
Whatever goes on in Kristen Wiig's mind, I'd really love to know, especially when Jimmy corrects her saying his name is Jordan, aka George or Binks, like the Star Wars character. And following that came Chase, aka Ducey, and Robbie, whom JoJo said was her favorite, also calling him Corn with a K, even though a guy like Robbie would never be caught dead at a Korn concert. But if any of these 4 suitors don't make the cut, guys, better listen up, because JoJo revealed what her dream date would be, and it includes nature and farms.
And just like walk around and all the animals are out loose. No, I just think it'd be a nice romantic thing to just like see how a person would react with all these animals around. You'd really get to know somebody. And then when you're hungry.
Well, that seems like a great place to leave the conversation as is. Okay, so now that you know JoJo's rather interesting side of what goes down on The Bachelorette, I want to know what you guys thought of Kristen's impersonation. And while you're at it, go ahead and shout out your prediction for who the real JoJo will choose on the season finale. So get the conversation going right down here in the comment section, and after that, you can click right over here to check out a brand new episode of Diss Track between 1D and their former bandmate Zayn Malik. Thanks so much for hanging out with me here on Clevver News. I'm Sinead DeFries, and I'll see you guys next time. Then click to the left to check out a brand new beauty trip, and that involves some good old crystal healing. And click to the right for a trip down memory lane with your fave boy band music videos on Throwback.